In volleyball, most top players are tall, powerful, and built to dominate the game. But sometimes a player comes along who breaks all the rules. Ran Takahashi isn't the tallest. He doesn't have the biggest frame or the loudest voice, but when he jumps, it's like the whole gym watches. For just a moment, it feels like he's flying. He didn't grow up in a famous sports city. He wasn't a child star. When he first started playing, he was too short to even hit the ball. Coaches put him in the back row playing defense while others got the spotlight. But Ran didn't give up. Today, he's one of the most exciting volleyball players in the world. Fans love him, teammates trust him, and opponents fear him. But to understand who Ran Takahashi is now, we have to go back to where it all started, when he was just a kid chasing a dream. Ran Takahashi was born on September 2nd, 2001 in Kyoto, Japan. It's a city known for quiet streets, beautiful temples, and deep traditions, not necessarily for producing world-class volleyball stars. He grew up in a family with 3 kids. His older brother Rui also played volleyball and would go on to become a professional setter. Therefore, Ran was introduced to volleyball early on and started playing in 2nd grade, but his career started on a rocky path. In his early years, Ran wasn't the tallest or the strongest player on his team. Therefore, the coaches at the junior high school in Kyoto Municipal Hachigaoka put him in the position of a libero. No fancy spikes, no spotlight. He dug balls, passed, and kept the floor clean. It was humble work, but it taught him the game's heartbeat, reading opponents, moving early, and trusting your feet. He practiced every day, watching other players, copying their footwork, trying to improve everything he could. Even when he wasn't scoring, he made plays that mattered. Those quiet reps built something many don't see: timing and spatial sense. He learned to be where the ball would be, not where it was. That early phase, the digging and the discipline, would later become the base for everything he did. Ran was not a prodigy who shot straight up. He was a steady climber, and he believed he could be more. After finishing his first year in junior high, Ran still wasn't a top recruit. No national awards were hanging from his shelf, nor was he on the scouts' radars. To most people, he was just a solid player with good instincts, not a future star. But in Ran's mind, giving up was not an option. After that first year, he chose to attend Higashiyama High School, a school with a decent volleyball program, but not one of Japan's elite. It wasn't known for producing Olympic athletes or dominating national tournaments. Most kids chasing big volleyball dreams tried to get into schools with a better reputation, but to gain playtime and improve his skills, Ran decided to take the risk and join their volleyball team. At the new school, something clicked for him. He had a growth spurt, finally catching up in height, and as a result, he had the opportunity to change positions and play as an outside hitter. This position is for the athletic players who can jump high and hit hard. The transition into the new position wasn't easy. He had a lot to catch up on since he lacked the proper experience all the other players had at that time, but he kept pushing. He used every opportunity he could get to improve and get stronger, and his efforts would pay off way sooner than he probably expected. By his 2nd year, Ran was becoming the team's ace, the dream position of every attacking player. The coach saw his potential, but he didn't expect the results that were about to come. In his 3rd year, he led Higashiyama to the Inter-High School Sports Festival, and they placed in the top 4 of the tournament. Later, the team attended the National Sports Festival and won the tournament, but it didn't stop there. Ran and his team also won the 2020 All-Japan High School Volleyball Championship, and he received the award as the MVP of the tournament. This was his breakthrough. He became the new rising star in Japan's high school volleyball. Some fans even started comparing him to anime characters like Hinata from Haikyuu. By the time he graduated, Ran Takahashi was no longer being overlooked. He had become one of the most exciting young players in Japan. And not long after, the Japanese men's national team knocked on his door. He wasn't supposed to be ready yet. He was young and his career was just getting started. But the coaches saw something in him. In 2021, the 2020 Summer Olympics were held in Japan. Because of the pandemic, the seats were empty, but the pressure was high, especially for Ran since this was his first tournament on a competitive international level. Less than 2 years ago, he had been playing in high school gyms. Now he was wearing Japan's jersey on the biggest stage in sports. In the first match against Venezuela, he already scored 10 attacking points, being the 2nd best attacker on the pitch behind Yuki Ishikawa. Also, the digs and the receptions were excellent in the first game, and this would continue throughout the 2nd game as well. In the 3rd game, they faced Italy, number 3 in the men's volleyball ranking. This was their first real test. The team gave everything they got, but lost 3-1 in the end. The 4th game followed a similar pattern, losing 3-0 to number 1 in the FIVB ranking, Poland. With his inexperience, Ran struggled to keep up with the volleyball giants in these games. Ran was the youngest player on Japan's roster. Although there were other players, he started right from the beginning of the tournament, playing against the best athletes in the world. The pressure on him must have been overwhelming, but he managed to stay calm and delivered what everyone wanted to see from him. In the fifth game, however, he started to build up momentum again. Japan played against Iran and won 3-2 in the end. Ran scored a whopping 19 points, being the second best attacker of his team again. Only Yuji Nishida scored more points than him. Spirits were high after this win, but sadly, that wouldn't last very long. After playing against two of the top 3 nations in the world already, one was still missing, Brazil, and that team was their next opponent. It was a brutal test. The Japanese players tried everything they could, but it wasn't enough. They lost 3-0, and Ran only managed to score 4 points. Although they couldn't survive the quarterfinals, it was the best result for Japan in a long time. And for Ran, it showed that he was not on the level of the best in the world yet, but on the right track. Soon, highlight videos started spreading online. Slow motion clips of Ran flying through the air. The sharp angle spikes and his lightning fast footwork took the world online in a storm. Now the whole world was finally seeing what Ran could do. And just like that, the kid from Kyoto wasn't just a local talent anymore. He was one of their new generation of top-level volleyball players. When the national tournaments ended, Ran returned to his team in Japan. Before heading to the 2020 Olympics, he graduated from high school and was now playing for the volleyball team at Nippon Sport Science University. After already leading the college team in the 2020 All-Japan Intercollegiate Volleyball Championship to the runner-up place in the tournament and receiving the award for the best scorer in the competition, he also led the team in the 2021 Kanto University Men's Division I League to first place, defeating powerhouse Waseda University in straight sets. Later that year, he competed in the 2021 All-Japan Intercollegiate Championship, but this time his team fell in the quarterfinals to Juntendo University. Even with the loss, scouts had seen enough. On November 29, 2021, it was announced that Ran would leap overseas to the Italian Volleyball League Division I, joining Pallavolo Padova, one of the most competitive leagues in the world. For a Japanese player, getting into Italy's Superlega is already rare. For someone just 20 years old, almost unheard of. Ran arrived in Italy in December, wearing jersey number 14, the same number that his idol Yuki Ishikawa wore when he played for Padova. He stayed with Padova from 2021 to 2023. Those years were about learning and adapting. The Superlega is full of the world's best. Taller blockers, heavier serves, and tactical defenses. Ran was often one of the smaller players on the court. He had to rely on timing, angles, and reading the block. Padova helped him grow physically and mentally. He learned new systems, picked up European tactics, and faced top-level opponents every week. His energy and speed turned into real offensive tools. Padova fans began to respect his hustle and his resolve. In 2023, Ran moved to Vero Volley Monza for the 2023 to 2024 season. This was another step up. Monza is a club with big ambitions and deep rosters. With Monza, Ran experienced intense pressure to win and poured everything into each match. The 2023-24 season brought both personal and team highs. Ran's club results with Monza were strong. Monza finished runner-up in the Coppa Italia, the CEV Challenge Cup, and the Italian Superlega that season. Those 3 silver finishes showed the team was close to top honors but had to fight through elite competition. Individually, Ran also earned major recognition. He won the Superlega 2023/24 Best Receiver Award, a sign that his all-around game, not just attacking, had reached elite levels. His ability to receive and pass under pressure became a weapon for any team that counted on him. Italy was not easy, but it changed him. He arrived as a promising youngster. He left as a full player, stronger in the pass, sharper in attack, and trusted in big matches. Back with the national team, Ran's role grew fast. Japan was building a modern, fast attack style, and Ran fit that plan perfectly. In 2021, after the 2020 Olympics, Japan finished as a runner-up at the Asian Championship, a sign that the team was improving. By 2023, the progress became real. Japan won the 2023 Asian Championship, and Ran took home the Best Outside Spiker Award. That tournament showed he could be the team's go-to weapon in Asia. 2023 was a big year internationally. Japan earned bronze in the 2023 Volleyball Nations Champions League and then finished with a silver medal at the 2023 World Cup. Ran's play was central to these results: clutch scoring, solid serve receive, and energy on every rally. His performances also brought cultural recognition. In 2023, Ran received the Anand Award in the athlete category, a sign that his popularity had grown beyond volleyball fans. People began to see him as the face of modern Japanese sport, youthful, skilled, and media-friendly. The national team now had multiple leaders, and Ran was among them. He wasn't just the young spark, he was a reliable option in big moments. Japan's new generation, with Ran as a core, had closed the gap with traditional powers. The country has a real shot at medals in major tournaments again. Ran's style, smile, and story connected with fans. He is also one of the volleyball players who is very active on social media and enjoys posting content there. His YouTube channel has already grown to nearly 400,000 subscribers, and his Instagram page stands at 2.7 million followers. But just like most Japanese, he stays humble. Training is still his focus. That mix, popularity plus humility, makes him an easy star for a younger audience. The next years will be very interesting. Ran is still young. He already has club and national experience. He played in Japan, Italy, and at the world's top events. So what comes next? Here are some of my thoughts on this. First, I think he'll still keep getting better. His Superlega recognition shows his passing, and reception skills are at the top of the world. If he keeps improving physically and sharpening his tactical choices, he can be one of the world's top outside hitters for years. Second, leadership looks likely. With national team success in 2023, Ran could be asked to guide younger players. He has already shown how to handle pressure. The next step is to be the player who takes responsibility in moments that matter, not with words, but with steady plays. Third, the club path is open. He proved he can perform in Italy. More top teams will watch him. Whether he stays in Japan with the Suntoro Sunbirds, returns to Italy, or joins another top European club, his choices will shape the next 5 years of his career. Finally, medals are possible. Japan has the pieces now. With Ran's scoring and receiving, Japan can aim higher in World Championships and future Olympics. It won't be easy, but Ran has shown he can climb every time the bar moves. The story of Ran Takahashi is not about being the biggest or the loudest. It's about showing up, learning, and growing again and again. From libero in Kyoto to an ace in high school, from Nippon Sport Science University to Padova, then Monza, and standing tall for the national team. He built his path step by step. If you've watched a Ran highlight and felt your chest jump, you know why people love him. He brings joy, tension, and hope to every rally. He shows that heart and intelligence still beat raw power. Drop your favorite Ran moment in the comments. Was it a spike, a receive, or a match he carried? Let's talk about it. If you like this deep dive, hit subscribe. Tell me who to cover next. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.